Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Donna and I'm a Stamping Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Wanted to bring you a super cute birthday card today. This is actually using a Bration stamp set. So Bration starts on the 3rd of January 2020. Now this stamp set you can earn for free with a $90 order starting from the 3rd of January. So I wanted to show you a quick video of some coloring with our blends and making a super quick, beautiful birthday card. So I've got our Flirty Flamingo blends and our soft sea foam. And I've got a Whisper White layer here. Now this Whisper White layer is cut at 5 3/8 of an inch by 3 7/8 of an inch. No, 3 5/8 of an inch. So 5 3/8, 3 5/8, okay? So I'm going to take the main image, which is the big birthday cake, and I'm going to ink that up in basic gray. Now I'm using our basic gray ink pad to be able to stamp this image on our Whisper White layer at the front. And I'm going to stamp it over to the side. Just like that. Now, because I'm using our blends, our basic gray is totally okay. Our blends are alcohol based and our basic gray is water based. So that's actually how we're supposed to use our blends. So normally you would use it with the Memento. I didn't want to use a Memento because it's a little bit too stark and dark. So now I'm actually going to color the flowers with my Flirty Flamingo. So I'm actually going to, with the light, go in and color all the petals of the flower. I think that's a petal there too. Okay, so layering down a layer of our light Flirty Flamingo and going over it a couple of times. It will bleed through your cardstock and that's totally okay. Then I'm just going to go through with my dark and just add a few highlights. So you can see where the stamped image has a few highlighted pieces. We're just going to go through with our dark and then back through with our light just to tone those in and blend. Same thing with this flower down here. So we're going to pop a layer of our light Flirty Flamingo down onto our flower. Be careful not to go too close to the outside edges of your image because our blends do move a little bit on the paper. So you don't want to have them moving too far out from your image. So I'm now just going to go back through again with my dark and add a few highlighted pieces into our flower. And then back over with our light to blend those in. So last flower, we're going to go back through with our light and color. Sorry, I'm going to use the brush tip end because we've got a fair bit of coloring to do. So the brush tip end, and you have to be very light-handed with our blends as well. Try not to be too heavy-handed when it comes to coloring, especially with the brush tip end. It's just a really light touch is all you need to get the effect that you want. So a bit of dark shading in there, back over with the light to blend. And we have some gorgeous flowers colored in. There is a bud up here that I'm going to color in. Okay, so now I'm going to go back through with my soft sea foam. So I'm going to start with my light and just color in these flowers with my light sea foam. Go back through just with the bullet tip end because these are quite small areas. So just to add a little bit of darker shading in the center of that leaf. And because they are small areas, I'm not actually even going to worry about blending with those. I'm just going to leave those darker bits colored in. Okay, and pop some darker bits into the center of those leaves once again. Because it's such a small image, the leaves, we don't really need to blend that darker bit in. Looks quite okay the way it is. Okay, so there we have our cake colored with our flowers. Now I'm going to bring in a strip of, it's a scrap piece of our Whisper White, and I'm going to stamp that happy birthday out of the stamp set in our basic grey. Stamping that down. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my scissors and I'm going to fussy cut out that sentiment. Now you may say, oh, I don't fussy cut. I can tell you with these gorgeous scrolly sentiments, to actually fussy cut them out and then pop them onto your projects, it gives such a great effect. So taking the time just to fussy cut, it's not hard. You just leave yourself a border all the way around the outside. And as long as you're continual with your scissors and you glide with your scissors, you will have no problem. It will look simply stunning on your project. So I'm just going to keep going around that sentiment. And you'll understand what I mean when I pop this onto our project, how effective this is doing some fussy cutting. And the main thing is you just keep the blades of your scissors moving and turn your paper. You can see I'm turning my paper here. I'm just using the blades of my scissors and continuously squeezing down on those blades and just fussy cutting this gorgeous sentiment out. Just like so. Okay, so I'm going to pop some little tiny dimensionals on the back of this sentiment layer. So I'm just going to grab my mini dimensionals and randomly pop them around to keep this layer popped up on the front of our card. Okay, take those backings off. Okay, and I'm just going to straddle that just across my cake, but because it's actually popped up, I think I'm just going to straddle it down that way. Because it's popped up, it stands out on the card. Now we have this gorgeous little spray of little spots, and I thought with our soft sea foam, we could maybe just sprinkle some of these little spots around just to add a little bit more interest to our card. Just like so. Okay, now I'm going to layer that up onto some Flirty Flamingo cardstock. Now my Flirty Flamingo layer is cut at 5.5 inches this way by 3 3/4 inches that way, and I'm just going to use my liquid Tombow to pop that layer on. Like that. Okay, so I have a Whisper White base here, and it's cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches, scored at 4 inches, and this is our thick Whisper White. The reason that I use the thick Whisper White is so that our card stays nice and solid. Our normal Whisper White for our layers is a thinner version of white cardstock, and it is more advisable to use our thick Whisper White. Now I'm just going to pop some dimensionals on the back of this layer and pop that up onto the front of my card. I'm also going to pop a bit of decoration into the inside of our card. So we need to bring a little bit of that front of our card to the inside of our card. So I'm just going to pop that up on our Whisper White base, like so. So I have a piece of Whisper White here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stamp that birthday cake. And I really want to just get the flowers from the birthday cake. So I'm just going to, in that corner, stamp down, and we've got the flowers from the front of the birthday cake. I'm just going to wipe that desk so I don't get that all over everything. And I'm just going to, with my Flirty Flamingo, once again, my light Flirty Flamingo, I'm going to go through and colour those flowers. Okay, and dark Flirty Flamingo, we're just going to pop some into the center of those flowers to get a little bit of depth to our flower and a bit of shading to that flower. Back over with our light Flirty Flamingo, just to blend those shaded bits in. And our soft sea foam, we're going to colour in our leaves. And with our dark, add a little bit of dark just into the centre of those leaves. Okay. And then we can pop that on the inside of our card, and we have a gorgeous insert for our card. And I think I might even stamp some of those little soft sea foam dots around again. So that just adds a little bit of interest to the inside of our card. So there you have a super quick, easy birthday card using some of our blends. So hopefully you enjoyed that. As I said, this item can be earned for free with a $90 order starting from the 3rd of January. And it's an awesome time to be purchasing products from our Stampin' Up! Online store. So you will find the links to my online store down below in the show more information box. And if you are having a hard time finding those links, all you need to do is go to www.donnagray.stampinup.net and you can shop online for any of these items. So celebration starts 3rd of January. We have an awesome special. For every $90 you spend, you earn a free celebration item. For every $180 you spend, you either get 2 free celebration level 1 items, or you can get 1 level 2 item. So super fun times coming in January, starting January 3rd right through to the 31st of March. So once again, my name is Donna Gray. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. If you live in Australia, you can purchase any of these items from me through my online store. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.